You guys seem like a pretty nice crowd, but just in case, we'll keep things safe here. So my name's Datema. I'm interested in elegantly simple solutions to highly complex problems. And that is why I believe in bikes. I believe that they can do amazing things for our city, for our people, for each of us individually. There are some barriers to using bikes here in town. One thing that I'd like to talk about for just a moment is understanding of the biking laws here. We have two sides to that, I think. The laws are very clear that anyone riding a bike in Missouri has the same rights and responsibilities as a car. What that means to me is when we say rights, we need the motorists to listen to that. What that means is that bikes, when they're on the road, have the right to be on the road, have the right to commute safely on the road. Yeah, so we need cars to listen to that. We need them to give us the space that we need as we commute, as we ride. We need them to obey the law. There's a law in town. If you harass a cyclist, it's a Class C misdemeanor. It's very important. And we need them to realize that if they try to pass us to save just a few seconds of time on their commute, those few seconds could translate into hundreds of dollars of damage to my property and theirs, could translate to months in the hospital for me, possibly the loss of my life. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's worth it. Also, responsibilities. To me, this speaks to the cyclists. You need to know what you're doing. You have to know the laws and know how to ride safely in town. You have to have the right gear. You have to have your helmet. You have to have your lights, your blinkers that I have over here. Get a good set of blinkers so you know where you're headed. Make sure that you know what you're doing on the streets of town. It'll keep you safe. There are lots of benefits to bikes, as I mentioned before. One of the main ones are the environmental benefits. You might not believe it, but this bike is also a tree. It generates clean air for us. It prevents pollution. It prevents particulate matter. It prevents global warming. This is very important. This is one of the main challenges we face as a society, as a civilization, as a city nowadays. It's also financially efficient. The average cost of building a parking space in a parking garage in the US today is $15,000. So, if we do the math on this photo is worth $2.5 million. That's a lot of money. We can do a lot of things with that. To put that further in perspective, on campus, we started the Bike Resource Center, which offers free bike repair to students on campus on a weekly basis, and also started the bike share program that has been mentioned a couple times so far for the cost of one parking space. This is something that we can use to leverage a lot of funding and save a lot of money for the city. So, this bike is not only a tree, it's a money tree. It's also socially just. And I'll ask for your forgiveness on the tokenization in this picture. It turns out it's hard to find a photo that accurately conveys social justice and all the nuance and complexity in that topic. Bikes can be a potent tool for people to get to work, for them to get to basic services, to get to the grocery store. It can be a very financially effective tool for people to use. It's certainly not equivalent to a car. There are things that cars can do that bikes cannot. But this can help to level the playing field significantly. They're also healthy. We know that many of the great challenges of our day, obesity, diabetes, stroke, many of these things have to do with activity levels. We know that exercise is one of the best ways to combat these diseases. We know that bikes are one of the best ways to exercise. So I think we need to consider also the health impacts of biking and how that might benefit us, both in terms of our health and also in avoided costs, going back to the financial aspects and the environmental aspects as well, in terms of particulate matter and its effect on the lungs, all those things. So, this bike is not a doctor, quite. It does not treat or cure disease, so if you're from the FDA, take note. But it does help to prevent diseases. We know it's a potent tool for that. This is my friend Tracey. She came to Mizzou in 2009. I met her as a summer welcome leader at Mizzou. She was a bright light in the universe. She was ebullient. She was charming. She was hilarious. One of those people that you met and you connected with right away. She also came to a tragic end. She was walking across college to class one day, had a pulmonary embolism, collapsed in the crosswalk. By the time they got her to University Hospital, 2 blocks away, she was dead. When I heard this, it affected me very deeply. She was a good friend of mine, and like I said, a very bright spot. When I heard it, there was only one thing I could think to do, and I thought that it was what Tracey would want me to do. Naturally, that was to ride my bike. To me, it's a very deeply aesthetic experience to feel the wind rushing past you and the burning in your legs, and to feel the power of your own ability to move yourself. So I went for a bike ride for Tracey. I did laps between Mizzou Arena and downtown as fast as I could until I couldn't do it anymore. And hopefully that was a fitting tribute. So, bikes, I think, are a powerful tool for our city, for our populace, for our people, to create environmental changes, financial changes, improve our health, to tackle some of the pressing issues with social justice, and also for personal benefit in a variety of ways. And I hope that you will consider joining me in creating change in a positive way for our city, one pedal stroke at a time. Thank you very much.